What's going on, guys? Play by Play Game here, back with another Epic 7 video, and today we're going over the update to January 7th, 2021, and it's a really nice one. Here we go. So episode 3, chapter 5, Winterberg of the Past. We're getting the next installation of the main story here. And with that, of course, we're going to be having those quests along with brand new equipment that we'll be able to get. So in the exchange shop, we'll be able to actually farm for that health set ring. We've been getting that health set throughout the entire story, and it actually looks pretty decent. Again, most of the free gear is for some type of support unless you get really lucky with these rolls. So it's always worth to roll this free gear just because of that 4 speed right away. So it's 4 speed. You never know when you can roll quintuple speed. It's gonna go on to speed. You never know when that might happen. Okay, so in the end, worst case scenario, this goes on a support, something you use for PvE. They're going to be adding some 2-star monsters, and they're going to be adding that story to the story journal. We're also getting the special side story part 3, I believe. So chapter 3, we're going to be farming for this Wonderland currency, and we'll be able to use the artifact. So if you did pull Fairy Tale Tenebria, you'll be and got her artifact, you'll be able to use her artifact again and the side story artifact to get the boost. I know that getting this artifact is going to be a bit more important right now, just because you get those cards with the Guardian Star's Blessing artifact. We should be able to fully max it out, get that plus 50%, make farming just a little bit easier. So here is what that looks like. It's actually pretty cool. It looks like drawings. I mean, it looks like some kind of dream world. I don't know. We'll see. We're also going to get the last of those little those lamps to farm for that friendship. You'll be able to go in and farm the highest difficulty you can. Here's that Constellation's Winter Night. So we'll be able to unlock that stage and farm for the rest of those lamps. I think this one is the fire lamp. Yeah, so this one is the fire one, which you'll be able to give to a fire unit. I'm not too sure if the other ones were also specific to the type, but I believe they were. So this one, yeah, it says when given to a fire elemental hero. So that's kind of the downside, but hey, at least they increase the friendship by some. So you'll be able to pick up again those artifacts in the exchange shop. One more thing that we're getting is a specialty change for Carmainrose, and her specialty change, it looks really cool. She did get an outfit change, which is really legit here. I know a lot of people are just going to be doing it just for the outfit change, and she doesn't really look to be a PvP hero. She looks more like a golem nuker. So she is fire. She is really strong against fire, it looks like. Here's her S3. You can see that based on what they're doing with her kit and her runes here in a bit, they are making her so that she can potentially replace maybe like a Sirmia or like a really high damage dealer in your golem farming. So if you take a look here at her rune enhancements, she gets an increase of defense, health, crit damage, but her Order Disease rune has a 60% chance to make unhealable for 1 turn when attacking an Earth Elemental hero. When attacking, increases effectiveness by 20% if the target is an Earth Elemental hero. So most of her runes here are geared towards taking down Earth heroes. So you can definitely still take her into PvP, maybe into Guild Wars, if their team is fire hero like heavy on one side. I'm kind of interested to see how people use her, but just based on what her runes say here, it looks like she's going to be really good in golem hunts. We're getting Sermia and Celine drop rate ups. Celine is now with her buffs, one of the best heroes to counter cleave, especially like Oxlot's cleave or like Soul Weaver, anyone that has, even Falcon Eclair, anyone that has an S3 that doesn't attack. Now she's gonna go with her exclusive equipment. She's gonna go straight into the unit that has the highest attack. So she can be pretty strong. Sermia here, like I mentioned, she's a very, very strong single target damage dealer. I still don't have a Sermia, so I don't know if I'll be pulling for her. Celine would be a pretty good pickup if you do RTA a lot, or you're planning to do RTA. It's always good to have Celine as maybe a pocket pick to counter that cleave. But none of these units are extremely necessary right now. I would say if you are saving your bookmarks for a brand new hero, these two could potentially be a pass. It really depends on what you might need. If you are looking more towards PvP, you might want to pick up a Celine. Other than that, we're getting the Japanese media update. So Alencia, Operated Cigarette, and Fairy Tale Tenebria are getting their Japanese voices in the game, as well as Adventure Raz and a Dollmaker Pearl Horizon. Everything else is mainly just bug fixes, a little bit of quality of life. They're adding this next difficulty. That's a lot of energy. They're adding this next difficulty button to make it easier to switch between the difficulties of the stages, I'm assuming here. And last but not least, what you came for, Archdemon's Shadow. Archdemon Mercedes is being finally released. Let's take a look at it.
Come to me. Closer. A little closer. Until your darkness intertwines with my emptiness to form one pitch blackness. Once you've faced me, you'll become darkness yourself.
So there she is, Archdemon Shadow, looking really nice. I know a lot of people are going to be pulling for Archdemon Shadow. She looks really, really cool. I know since the start of the game, she's been one of the most wanted units. I know a lot of people have been asking for her, you know, over and over and over again. They're finally adding her to the game, which is going to be really, really nice. Let's take a look at her kit here real quick. So her stats, she has pretty decent health, attack, speed is okay. I'm looking at her imprint concentrations right now. She has an attack imprint. She has 18% innate effectiveness. So that might give us a clue as to how she might be built. So she is a mage. So more than likely a control unit. We'll see, right? We'll see what people decide to do with her and how she is built. So let's take a look at her skill 1. So her S1 has a 50% chance to seal the enemy for 2 turns before attacking with lightning. So this seal completely counters any hero that has a passive. So the seal here, passive effects do not activate, effective only against heroes. So any ML hero that you can think of that has a passive, it does not work. So yeah, that's pretty spicy. The only thing here is that max, it's a 50% chance, right? So that's kind of the downside of this. You can soul burn for 100% chance. It is a 10 soul burn here. So I mean, it's not too bad, but it's a 50-50 shot, right? And to seal the enemy, it can be really strong, but at the same time, it could just do nothing. So that's kind of the thing here. I think they give us like a sample here. So let's take a look at that. They soul burn S1 here. So that T-Serin is sealed. I'm assuming that question mark is a seal, and she just gets one-shotted there. So that can potentially be super dangerous. Skill 2 here, Twisted Power, decreases damage suffered from a critical hit by 20%. When more than one damage reduction effect is granted, only the strongest effect is applied. After using Touch of Chaos, has a 35% chance to activate Burst. Effect chance is doubled when the target is sealed. So her skill 2 here pretty much gives her some type of damage mitigation, right? The ability to survive, decreases critical hit by 20%. This doesn't work if you have other things on your team, like any other damage mitigation artifact that reduces critical hit damage. After using Touch of Chaos, has a 35% chance to activate Burst. So this again is kind of RNG heavy. The effect chance is doubled when they're sealed. So it really depends on them being sealed first, which is a 50-50 shot unless you soul burn. Even if you soul burn, which is 100%, there's still a 35% chance to activate Burst, and that attacks all enemies with a 60% chance to decrease hit chance for one turn before increasing the caster's combat readiness by 25%. So it sounds like a lot, but to me, this skill gives her a chance to cycle faster, right? Increases her combat readiness. So you might want to build her on the tankier side instead of speed control. She might be speed tank, like tanky bruiser-ish type of unit built, just because she's really RNG heavy. Nothing is 100% with her except her S1. So I think they also give us a sample of what that might look like here. So there she's activating her skill 2, and she decreases hit chance. Her skill 3 attacks all enemies with the power of Ilros with a 75% chance to inflict 2 burn effects for 2 turns. The skill cannot trigger a counterattack, grants the caster an extra turn. So her S3 right away on paper looks really powerful just because it can't trigger a counter and she gets an extra turn. So you technically could S3, get an extra turn, soul burn S1, grants the seal, and then potentially do S2, right? So you could technically go through all of her skills in one turn. Is that what it looks like? And she can't be countered with her S3. So 75% chance here to get burns on for 2 turns. This is another reason why she kind of looks like more of a like maybe speed bruiser, tanky bruiser-ish, just because you want to get those burns on there. And in order to deal any kind of damage with burns, you need to have really, really high attack. So there's that S1 into the S2. There you go. So she technically went through her entire kit all in one go. So I think that can be really, really strong when used under the right circumstances. Not sure how well she will be doing in RTA, especially because her kit is really RNG heavy, except for her S3. I think that still a lot of people will be picking her up. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced yet. I think that I might pick her up. I think it really depends on if they change her or not now until she's out on the 21st. But that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on Archdemon Mercedes. Let me know if you're going to be pulling for this new waifu, or should I say an old waifu, because she's been in the game since the start. I don't know, one of those. But like always, if you happen to enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.